What's up, Andrew?
How's it going today, Troy?
It's a wonderful, beautiful day.
So I got to ask you today, are you Troy or are we T Roy?
You can call me whatever you want. That's what I tell my clients. You call me whatever you want. Just let me provide you information. Let me help you buy or sell your next property, and we'll sing kumbaya at the end of escrow.
Hey, you bring up an interesting point there because there is no doubt that frustration levels are high
Yeah.
in the marketplace. We're hearing it from agents all over. We're hearing it from the buyers and sellers that we work with. And it's tough. We're not going to deny it. Market conditions are really, really tough. And, one thing we get asked is, well, how do we work our way through this? What do we do? We can't get offers accepted. No one wants to list their home. Buyers are doing this, sellers are doing this. And the bottom line is guys, you need to remember that you're the expert. You're supposed to be the expert, right? You're supposed to help your clients navigate this. They don't do this every day, right? They don't know what's going on. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to hear people say, you know what, this is ridiculous. We're going to go ahead and rent for a year and wait for the market to crash and then come back again.
Yeah.
You heard that from anybody?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And the thing is, you have to start asking the question. You don't want to try and have to convince a client that that's the wrong decision, but you need to supply the information so that they can make the best decision for them. That's how you become their ally. That's how you build trust. And the question you have to ask for them, go, well, that's really interesting. What is it about the current market that leads you to believe it's going to crash in the next 12 months, right? They go, well, home prices are going up so fast. There's nothing for sale. It's like, okay, so just because prices are going up, that means it's going to crash? All right. And many of them say, well, yeah, because I heard or I saw. And, the funny thing is, you and I went through the market in 05, 06, 07, 08, 09. And this is nothing like that.
Nothing.
At all. I remember a market back then that was, no one had equity. You had lending practices where people could pull money out of their house, like turning on a hose faucet, right? Everyone was cashing out on that. We had plenty of inventory in the market. There was not an inventory shortage.
No.
Remember, inventory shortage, because we're going to come back to that.
That's right.
Right. And you had a lot of speculation. All the liar loans. I know people that worked in casinos that they were in housekeeping, and they just claimed, well, I make $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
And they go, really?
I had a landscaper that bought a $1 million home in Temecula.
Yeah.
And wonder why they foreclosed on him 18 months later. He never made a mortgage payment.
Exactly. Right. So basically, liar loans is what they were. None of that exists in the market today. And when you look at it, the biggest difference people need to realize is right now, we have a massive supply problem. And the funny thing is I was going back through some old blogs and videos. I did a video on we're going to have a supply problem in 2011.
Yeah.
I didn't know when we were going to have a supply problem. And it wasn't all my idea. It was based on information and research that was going on. But the home builders suddenly stopped building, right? When the market crashed, they stopped building. For 13 years in a row now, we've been underbuilt. So you have millennials reaching prime home buying age, the largest segment of the population, and we don't have enough homes, right? Yeah. So again, back then there was plenty of inventory. Right now there's no inventory, virtually universal across the country. And you have this supply problem, which is why rents are going up like crazy.
That's right.
So the question becomes it's helping your clients realize this isn't just real estate. Go and order some furniture right now. How long is that going to take to get delivered?
Right.
There's no pool chemicals available. They're being rationed. And a lot of the problem is go look at the jobs postings for truckers. The logistics, everyone's trying to get ramped back up after everything being shut down. Factories, delivery, the logistics system, the transportation system, and they're struggling to catch up, right? And then now all of a sudden you've got others that saying demand is so high, and you guys, lumber, you, mill owners, you need to add another saw. And they're like, that's a few $1 million investment. And if we go ahead and do that and things settle down a little bit, now we're stuck with excess capacity. So you've got this rub that we need to work through.
Yeah.
Right. Even the Federal Reserve right now is saying the inflation that we're seeing based on the increase in demand across is transitionary. It's not permanent. It's a temporary thing that we're dealing with. As you mentioned when we were talking earlier, look at car lots. They're empty, right?
Yeah.
There's a shortage of semiconductor chips to build new cars. So the question is, it's with your buyers and sellers, it's helping them understand the market dynamics, walking them through, right? Okay, so let's say you rent for a year. What are you hoping market conditions are going to be? Because one thing I know, and if you use third-party sources, you can kind of throw in there, is that no one's expecting the market to go down. So if interest rates tick up and prices keep going up, the home that you're looking at buying now is going to be even more unaffordable for you in your situation a year from now. And one thing, I don't know about you, but one thing I've been suggesting buyers is maybe you change your expectations a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you actually lower those expectations and do everything that you can right now in order to get into the market, and understand that you may be making another move in 2 to 3 years, but at least you're gaining that equity in the time frame.
Exactly. And that's reality. That is reality. Agents need to realize this, that that we can pull numbers, we can pull statistics. And it used to be, if we go back when you and I were kids, our grandparents bought a home and stayed for 30 years, paid it off. It was part of their retirement. Not
Right.
everyone, but that was the mindset, right? And then the numbers changed to, well, 10 to 15 years people stay in homes. And the numbers change again. It's like 3 to 5 years people stay in homes. Some people
Right.
stay up to 7 years. So, and the buyers today, most are not looking at buying their last possible home.
No, they're
It's
not.
get
They're
into
not.
the game, get into the real estate game. And I agree with you 100%. We are supposed to be the providers of information. We are supposed to be the navigators for our clients. And we're dealing with situations in multiple states right now where we had buyers 2 years ago that kept saying it's going to crash, it's going to crash, it's going to crash. Now they want to buy, and that same home is 30 to 50% more expensive than it was 2 years ago,
Right.
because they didn't pull the trigger. And the challenge they have is they're still making the same amount of money.
Yeah, there and right now, and that's it. I mean, as we mentioned at the beginning of this, you talk about home affordability, right? And it's like we said, homes right now today, even though prices have gone up, are very affordable, right? If you go all the way back to 1990, there's only 3 years other than this one where homes were more affordable, right? That's the actual reality. And that type of information you need to be getting out to your clients, to your buyers, right? To let them know. And again, it's never about convincing.
Right.
When you actually get to the point of wanting to make an offer, we can help you with that. We've got strategies and tips and things that we're using in the markets that we work in that we're having success with. We're not saying it's easy. We're not saying it's a magic wand, but there are things that you can do to increase the chances of getting an offer accepted. But, I think the important thing to point out us here is, we're all busy, right? We're running around like crazy. We know that, but we highly suggest you take a little bit of time to do research yourself and then speak to the problem, the fears that your potential clients are having. A seller, let's look at sellers for a minute. They think it's great, market's going up, but you ask them, well, we could put our house up for sale. Where are we going to go?
Right.
There's nothing to buy, right? And you've got that rub. So where's the inventory come from? It's helping them through that decision, helping alleviate that fear, coming up with solutions, publishing content on that. Same thing on the buy side. You may be considering this, or you may be doing this. Walk through that process. answer the questions that they have before you meet them. Be a resource. And what you're going to find is that those people then start to trust you a whole lot more, because you're not trying to sell them. You're not trying to convince them. You're trying to help them make the best decision for them.
That's right. I agree with you 110% on that. And what a lot of agents are forgetting right now is, like any profession, doctors, attorneys, engineer, it doesn't matter what it is. We repeat ourselves a lot because the consumer is not in this picture. They don't
Right.
do this every single day.
Right.
So and I know some agents, they get really frustrated. Oh my God, I just told like the 15th buyer on the phone today the same story. Yes, you're doing a great job because it's not changing.
Right.
If I call, for example, if I don't know a lot about cars, you and I know this, right? I grew up in Detroit, but I just don't know a lot about cars. I put a key in, I put gas, and I change oil. If I call a mechanic right now and say, I'm hearing this, this, and this, and I call 15 mechanics, they're all going to tell me about the same story.
Right.
And don't
They
think
should
I'm
anyway.
and I'm not the only guy calling with that same question.
Right.
So they're repeating themselves every single day. The beauty in our industry is it truly changes, sometimes from one moment to the next. Sometimes it's week to week, sometimes it's quarter to quarter, but it's constantly evolving and changing. So as an agent, you have to be, you have to research, you have to study, and you tell the same story over and over. You are the teacher.
Right.
And the pupil either decides to engage or not engage. It is not our job to make them engage. It is
Right.
our job to continue to teach, and then we work with those that are ready to make the next step.
Absolutely. I mean, so, guys, just remember that. I mean, you're out there and buyers are scared. They don't want to overpay. They're seeing homes sell for way over list price, and they say, well, this isn't possible, that isn't possible. And remember, market determines price always, right?
Yep.
No matter what. I mean, appraisals are lagging behind what's going on because they need that closed data. It's slowly catching up, and we honestly feel from all the research that we've done that we will start to see more inventory in the second half of this year. But you've got to do your own research. You've got to know your own market and be that guide, right? People out there right now that are interested in buying and selling, they've got so many questions, right? So be the source for them, right? Understand what's going on in your local market and publish that content daily. Do a quick video, post it on Facebook, put something on Instagram, put something on YouTube, and just keep reiterating this. Constantly be updating and become that trusted resource. And it's going to pay you huge dividends, not only now, but in the future going forward.
And if you have questions about this, if you need our guidance on this, everything that we talked about, from marketing, helping people, navigating the process, writing offers, whatever it is in your business, reach out to us. We'll spend some one-on-one time, see what you need. And we do the same for agents that we do for our buyers and sellers. We will educate you and help you to the best of our ability. And let's make this win-win for everyone.
Absolutely. So everyone, go out there, do the best that you possibly can. Shoot us a direct message, put a comment below, anything that you need, and we'd love to help you, as we are all in this together.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate your time. Let's go rock out and have a great day.
Take it easy, Troy.
See ya.